Very good afternoon. This is Srinivas coming live from you from Bangalore. It's a rainy day out here. I've just come out from the SNAP exam center, slot number 1. That's the first day today. So I will take you through what happened in this particular exam and how the experience was for me. But before that, I'll give you a brief glimpse of what happened last year so that you can kind of relate to the difficulty level, and thereby we will give you a basic idea about what you can expect in terms of the cutoffs. But yeah, I'm going to do a much more detailed analysis by 6 o'clock. It will take me about an hour and a half to go back to my office and set things up there, do a proper review of the paper, and probably come up to you with a much more detailed analysis. But that is going to be at 6. Right now, I'm going to give you a very quick glimpse of the first day. So last year, the English section was quite easy. This year also, the English section was similarly easy. It is not at all difficult. Frankly, a decent student, I'm not even talking about a good student, a decent student would easily finish the paper of English 15 questions in about 5 minutes. 6 minutes worst case. Right? It's very easy. It was straightforward. There was no RC. Reading the question will take you 20 seconds. Getting the answer will take you another 10-15 seconds. Yeah, there were 1 or 2 difficult parts in English. Like for people like me who are so used to getting the autocorrect from the mails and the Word doc. Correction of spellings is a problem. There was one question, I believe, in the correction of spellings, which was an issue. You need to understand the word itself in the first place and then think of the correction of the spelling. I couldn't do that. But otherwise, the paper was pretty easily doable. A good attempt in this particular paper, in my opinion, right now, the first cut would be probably around 10 to 11 questions out of the 15, and you should be getting about 8 to 9 corrects. A student who is really aiming for SABM Pune should aim to get at least 10 marks in this particular paper, right? Moving on to the second section. The second section was analytical reasoning and logical reasoning, logical reasoning. Last year, this was the easier section. Now, this is where the problem comes for this year's paper. Last year, 25 questions were easy or probably easy to moderate. This year, however, this particular section of 25 questions was not easy. I will not say it is difficult by CAT standards, but by the standard of SNAP, it was not easy. I would rate this paper as moderate or above moderate. Now the problem that comes to you with 25 questions becoming moderate is students will probably not be able to attempt, even look at all 25. And I'll compare this with what happened with Quant last year, but let's hold on for that. But continuing with this particular thing, 25 questions of moderate level, you will take more time to solve per question. So the student will have to make sure that they pick the right kind of questions. For example, if you are weak in strong arguments, weak arguments, when such a question comes, you're not supposed to do that, because there were a lot of other questions like syllogisms, there were questions like missing numbers, all of them were waiting for you. So you should have picked the correct question. That is the mantra in this particular section in the middle, which is your analytical reasoning and logical reasoning section. 25 questions, I believe, was not really easy. It was not at all a piece of cake. I would say a good student would attempt anywhere between 15, 16 questions and probably get around 12 to 13 corrects. Moving on to the quant section. Last year, 20 questions of quant. This was the scoring section for students last year. This was the difficult section for students last year. The paper last year for quant was moderate to difficult level by the SNAP standard. This year, however, it was easy to moderate. In fact, what the SNAP people did is they swapped the difficulty level of the second section and the third section. So last year, analytical reasoning was easy, quant was difficult. This year, analytical reasoning was lengthy and difficult, you can say, moderate, you can say. And the last section, which is quant, was perfectly doable. It was easy. There were a lot of questions you can finish in 30 seconds. So ideally, a good student preparing for SNAP would have attempted, out of the 20 in quant this year, anywhere between probably around 14 to 15 questions easily. If you have prepared a little bit more, if you have not wasted time like I did in 1 or 2 questions, you could have even gone up to 15-16 attempts too, and probably got around 12 to 13 corrects. But what is the net effect of all of this? My first interaction with the paper right now, and I'm thinking this out aloud in front of you, but I'll do a better analysis in some time. But my first opinion of this paper is I feel the cutoff this year will go down. The reason again is simple. You have 25 questions which were slightly lengthier and not easy. compared to last year's 20 questions which were lengthier and not easy. So you have 5 questions effectively, if you take net that way, which were kind of a problem for you. So I would say that you're talking about 42, 43, I think 41 point something was the cutoff for SEMHRD, and 42 point something was the cutoff, or 40 point something was the cutoff for SEMHRD last year, and 41.7 or 42 something close to that was the cutoff for SABM Pune. I would say this year the cutoffs will go down by probably 1.5 mark or 2 marks. So that, my friends, is my first cut analysis for you on Snap. Let me take a few queries that have come to me. I'll just quickly go through that. Okay, log wale ka kya answer tha? Krishna Pandey, I think the answer, if I remember correctly, for the log one was log 823 plus 25. I think I'll do that anyway. I have the questions with me. I'll be doing that a lot more in the detailed analysis. Where there RCs, Mohan Lohan, RCs don't come in Snap at all. We have been saying that Snap is just a 1 hour exam. They're smart guys. They realize that if I have to give an RC, I can't give a 1 hour exam. It's too short for an RC in a 1 hour exam where there are 3 sections. So usually they refrain from giving you RC. So that's the standard for Snap. It is not at all new. If you've been following BYJU'S exam prep, our articles, our live videos, as well as our seminars, you would have noticed or you would have known by now that RCs do not come in Snap. Okay, so quant was lengthy. Mandeep, no, quant wasn't lengthy. There were few questions you could have left. So in fact, I believe there were about 14-15 questions which are not lengthy at all. Yes, there were 2-3 questions which were tricky and lengthy, but those were supposed to have been left by you, right? Anything different from last year? Shreya Kapoor, it's just the difficulty level that was difficult. The pattern was exactly the same. Probably some type of questions could have been difficult. I will have a better analysis coming to you by 6 o'clock. I'm going to compare last year, the topic-wise breakup of each section. English, what type of questions have come. This particular year, what type of questions have come. I'm going to do all of that. So stay tuned with us. Till by 6 o'clock, we're going to go live once again. All the very best for the second and third attempt, my friends. Don't forget to come back at 6 o'clock. Thank you and signing off.